Yo, family, what is good? Welcome back once again to another Casper live stream. We have quite an interesting number of sources to get through in today's stream. We have been analyzing and looking through the Casper Discord server. I have to go through so much more in there. It's very active right now due to Michael Sutton, Tom Polinsky, and the core devs who are updating the community in regards to basically what was spoken about at Tokenized London. Now, some of which has been mentioned I can provide extra insight on because I was thankfully there on Tuesday, Tokenized London last week. So I have some additive insight into what was spoken about and can piece the pieces together. I didn't cover all of it when it originally happened because I didn't know what not much of what I could and couldn't say because it's open source, everything is free, but I perceived what was happening at the time was a kind of more so private conversation between Pavel and Yoni from Polinsky that we just happened to be around and listening to at the same time, which they've now been talking about in the Discord server, giving more updates, so I can now feel more at ease to talk about it, if you will. So we're talking about that, kind of what the Casper Core have been talking about, what their plan is, and we'll provide more updates as time goes on. I'll probably make a video on it as well. We also got some developments regarding Cat Bridge, which is meant to be the alternative to the KEF Curve Bridge, which they've now got an audit done, so we're looking through that as well. And then we've got quite a number of other fundamental developments in the crypto sphere regarding ETF filings going live, multiple going live today. The OCC had a big development just recently. Trump has said some big stuff as well, so we'll get to all of that and more in this stream. As always, family, if you enjoy the content, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, and much YouTube's not very good at it nowadays, turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss when I do go live. Welcome back, family, once again. Greg first, hope you're doing very well, and you too, Wyatt. Yo, let's go, Casper. What's the news? We've got quite a bit to cover, though. Stay tuned, no doubt. Welcome back, Kryptoni. Let's go more shy of FUD, though. Yes, however, compared to the usual level of FUD that we have occasionally covered in this community, is not the same. Beforehand, it's been very combative from Shy, which is his nature, unfortunately. If that sounds offensive, I apologize to side with him. It does come across quite offensive and quite combative from Shy, but today it was not that. Today it was just, for me, quite an overview realism of the situation. You may not like Shy, and in fact, I know many of you don't like Shy. I choose to still trust the man because, you know, he's someone who has proven his intellect, and I think that can get in his step on his own foot as a result of that sometimes. But he's got a PhD in in cryptography. His understanding of this is a lot more than mine, and I imagine many of us as well. So his insight, I think, will be interesting to dissect and go into more so. But we'll get to that in a moment, though. The news is Sir Mars is bullish in XRP. Oh yeah, Mr. Mars is now a full-blown XRP maximalist. He told me last night, actually, when I had him locked up in my basement. It would be great if Shy could just stay positive. I agree that positivity is nice, but I also do align with sometimes you need to play devil's advocate. That's why when people do come in this community and start spreading FUD, will it be unnecessary or not, I don't take any offense to it, unless they're coming at my own character. In that case, then, you know, I might take it personally, but I won't respond to it personally because I don't want to, you know, come at anybody for that matter. But positivity is nice, but realism is also welcomed. That's also why, as of late in the past month or so, you haven't heard me saying Casper's going to go up. You know, I used to always be very bullish, and don't get me wrong, I'm still extremely bullish on Casper, but my market outlook on Casper as of late has shifted more towards, at least in my perspective, more realism and understanding the kind of general market and macro dynamics and how it's going to affect Casper, as opposed to just saying, you know, Casper's going to go up at some point soon, which I mean, I still think it's going to, but I'm giving less clarity on that regard because ultimately nobody knows. Right now we look at the market chart. Bitcoin had a massive surge, which is fantastic, up 3.39% and 93,000, almost 94,000. at the top end of this support level right here. If you pass that, it's going to be very, very good news, likely then pushing towards the 98k up here. Of course, time will tell. Off the back of that, we've seen Ethereum running 7%, up to 3.3k, which is also very good, another critical level of support and resistance for Ethereum. So we'll see if it continues. This, of course, is due to the fact that we've got the FOMC meeting tomorrow, which is great. And of course, rate cuts being priced in the market now have a bit of room to start rallying, because there's a general understanding that we're going to be getting rate cuts tomorrow, which is good news. But that's not, at least in my belief, the main reason for the pump. I think there's more to take into account than just the FOMC meeting. I think tomorrow's going to be a very, very critically important day, not for rate cuts, for other means regarding Jerome Powell. The reason why I believe the markets are moving, as a matter of fact, has to do with... I don't think I preloaded it, unfortunately, which is a big mistake on my behalf. Don't worry, I will load it up in 10 seconds, even less than that. Here you go. The former Fox business journalist Anna Tevitt confirms that Bitwise Invest, their 10 crypto index fund, uplisted and began trading on the New York Stock Exchange ARCA as an ETF today, after being held up for some time by the SEC. So out of nowhere, another Wall Street institution has now got exposure and listed 10 cryptos as basically as a fund, as a basket, as an ETF on the New York Stock Exchange, including Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Solana, Cardano, Chainlink, Litecoin, Sui, Ava, and Polkadot. That, I'm assuming that probably meant AVAX and not AVAX. But either way, that is a big deal, and that's, in my belief, why you've seen quite a significant rally for crypto today, off the back or on the back of the rate cuts coming tomorrow as well. So that's good. That's good news. At the time of when the pump originally took place, we saw Casper equally follow and surge in value, up about 5-6% or so, I believe. Yeah, about 6.5%. But now, in the, I believe, 2 or 3 hours or so since this significant rally, in fact, we can just go into the smaller time frame actually and just have a look at how the market charts move for Casper. We can see 2, 3, 4 hours ago, we saw that big sharp candle up to 5.5 cents. It got rejected at 5.5 cents, unable to push above it. The buyers lost control, and then sellers took control again. Hence why Casper now back down to 5.25 cents, still up 0.66% on the daily time frame. But I mean, Casper right now is very much trading within this zone. Casper has to manage to regain and hold 5.5 for us to then start trading in these upper levels here as well. Tomorrow, maybe the day. We'll have to wait and see though. But we'll get to all the significant developments for Casper right now. And I think development is ultimately why I think the price has had quite a bit of a pullback after that pump, because while it's becoming more transparent, which is good, and we have a clear direction, there has been some truth spoken by Tom Polinsky and the team about Casper, its current positioning, its trajectory, and ultimately what needs to happen, because Casper needs adoption. In the words of Tom Polinsky, we all accept that, but Tom Polinsky accepts now that time is, in a sense, running out, which we don't like to say. And I think Tom Polinsky and the core and those who are doing the uploads are doing what they can do to spread the adoption, to get Casper the necessary demand it needs to facilitate the miners. We'll get through that very, very shortly though. And then we'll get into other big post stuff like this as well, which is equally very, very interesting and very significant. But we'll get to the Casper stuff next. Welcome back, baby daddy boy, doing very, very well. Big Coswell up in the house. We need to boycott Shy. I get people don't like Shy, and I get the fight he tends to spread. It's justified, therefore, for the battle back to him. Today, I would not say it is. After reading through what he said, I actually found it very informative. You know, again, I was there last week, so I heard it live, what Tom Polinsky and Pavel were talking about and how the emotions were going at the time and everything like that, and the passion they had. I thought it was really, really cool, and another good insight. I also understood more so now after seeing some of it in the Discord, and also now Shy's explanation as well, because again, he's someone who's more technologically inclined than I am, to have a better understanding of how long these things take. And Tom Polinsky, Yoni, has not even disagreed with Shy in the Discord. I saw somebody ask Yoni, Shy said it's going to take 2 years for Vprogs. What's your opinion? And Yoni didn't exactly answer, but he gave the answer of that. Well, he gave the answer that he's not necessarily incorrect in believing it could take that long. 2 years. And 2 years is too long distance now. We have to think more in the immediate short term right now for Casper. So what we can do right now to get Casper to have a way to facilitate the emissions, to keep the project afloat, to start growing a bit. We're behind the curve, and again, we'll clarify more in a short moment. Welcome back, Nathan. I thrive off the negative Casper price action. Can't wait for the inevitable reversal. I also very much believe it's going to happen as well. Despite this stream, this piece of content is going to be, I believe, one of the more informative ones for Casper's current dynamic. Might seem a little bit fuddy. My sentiment is still bullish, and we'll get into that good stuff as well. Welcome back, Falco bro. Welcome back, bro. And you too, LB on the check-in, and you too, Wing Hong. HXC, when QC NFTs. I have no plan to do that right now at all. If that changes, you'll know, but I have no plans right now. How to display names like before? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. I think this is what it is, no? That's how it's always been, no? Has it changed? Welcome back, Let's Have a Cash. Are we rich yet? Not yet, unfortunately, but hopefully soon enough. Is the stream choppy for anybody else or just me? I'm hoping it's... Well, I say I'm hoping it's just you. I'm not hoping it's just you. I'm hoping it's not you, but everything looks good on my side. Can anybody confirm to me whether the stream's choppy or not? I like Shah, just like how he communicates. I think that's the general consensus from a lot of people. Some people just don't like Shah upright. For me, I do find the way he interacts with people sometimes too at full face value, and that can come across very blunt and rude. And I think that probably just comes to having an intellectual mind. It's actually quite a common I think it's quite a common theme where intellectual people can come across very blunt and therefore quite rude. Although in saying that, when I met Yoni in person, God, he was an unbelievable character. He was very, very bubbly. He was, he's very humble as well. He doesn't like to be front stage and center, despite the fact that he kind of has to be. But again, it's my regret not asking for a photo with him. But anyone who asks for a photo is like, yeah, go for it. Like he's smiling. He's a great character. But yeah, hold of a dear life. I agree, brother. It's just you. Okay. Apology for that. HXC. Apology for that. PHL. While the stream is choppy. Hopefully, it sorts itself out, or you can refresh and it might fix it. 38 people watching Jay right now. Seems your theory about posting a video prior to the live may be correct regarding yesterday. Yeah, it may be. Although I do remember not too long ago we were averaging 50 comfortably. So it being at 32 is a little light. But people come and go. Of course, the general dynamic right now in the market is not the best. People are not really that optimistic on Casper right now. I understand that. That will hopefully change. And again, this is not a Casper community channel. It's predominantly Casper, and it still is going to probably be predominantly Casper, but it is a crypto community, so we do cover other stuff as well, so maybe I need to get back into that. Who knows? Apologies, Kryptonian, and those who do care about Casper. But tough. But yeah, I do think that was the case, honestly. I think the fact that I posted a video half an hour prior to the live stream, nobody got notifications, and therefore it just screwed up. I think YouTube need to sort that out, truthfully. I also remember I got notification for the stream yesterday, 2 hours after. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think what I have to do in the future, then, if I'm going to post a video, if I'm going to post a video and a live stream on the same day, I've got to post it within 3 to 4 hour differences from each other. Otherwise, it's just going to cause issues. So I've got to keep that in mind now. Completely agree, right? Yeah, I think constructive criticism is what we want to see, but Shai seems to struggle with that matter. Jay's bullish maple syrup hat. Yeah, this is actually the first cap I ever bought. Of course, you've been watching my stream for a bit now since I've been doing Facecam. And I've got quite a nice collection of hats. There are many I don't wear anymore. Some that are just old, battered. This is actually, funnily enough, this is probably the oldest one I have. I got this when I was still in sixth form, which would that be college for you boys? And ladies? Would it be college for you people in America? It's when you would be 16. So I think that might be upper end of high school going into college. As a freshman, maybe. And my first hat I got, though, was a pretty penny at the time. I cost like 90 quid. And I started my collection. I'll be getting more, don't worry. But every streamer has their theme. You have like Professor St. Onge has his whole theme of like ridiculous shirts. Mine's going to be hats. You'll see multiple different hats as time goes on. Maybe even a Casper hat in the future as well. up over 50% on my 1K trading account today. Fantastic stuff, Kryptoni. Love to hear that. Keep going, brother. Nothing we love more than hearing success in this community. I love to hear that. Stream is smooth. Good to hear. Okay, so it's unfortunately just that one person. Well, hopefully it fixes itself. But welcome and welcome everyone to the stream right now. Hope you're doing very, very well. I can't tell who is who anymore with this new way of names being displayed. Okay, I don't exactly know. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Right. Okay, you're saying YouTube who have changed it to at Wing Hong as opposed to just Wing Hong. Yeah, they changed it. So Bardazon is Kryptoni. Which, to be honest, if you didn't have that profile picture, I wouldn't know neither. But of course, I do. Yeah, there is a way to change that. I think Mr. Miles explained how to do so. So if he joins, you can ask him. Then he'll tell you how to do that. But unfortunately, we only change it for yourself and not for other people. Yeah, but yeah, YouTube did that, I think, just to prevent scammers, really. But yeah, well done, Kryptonia. Massive stuff there. Greeting, Nadehart, you're doing very, very well. Why don't you leave stream on 24/7 so we're always here? My PC can't handle that. You guys know how bad my PC is. You think it can handle a 24/7 live stream? That's crazy. We got webcam. Let's go. Indeed, we do, gamers. We have webcam full screen right here of yours truly, QC. Jay, welcome back, family. Hope you're doing very, very well. Do we going to have another bull run this year? It's a good question, Richard. Ultimately, we have to wait and see how time goes. We can actually now segue into some content off that question. So, according to Trump, he says that immediate rate cuts will be a requirement for the next Fed chair, and they're going to take interest rates down to 1%. Now, will this happen or not? We don't know. He's been saying stuff like this since he's come into office. Of course, if he had a Fed chair that aligned with his views, it's more likely to actually take place. And if we do that, as Nicholas says here, and he's completely right, a parabolic bull run will happen if that happens. We'll have new macro liquidity plus stablecoin supply and inflows, which are at all-time highs. Institutional players have been waiting on the sidelines for the past year with the liquidity dry powder stacking in history. This is going to be a big rally. My premium insights, my VIP community, what I talk about in there, then we are looking through a lot of research right now, a lot of documentation, which a lot of it seems to support that next year could be good. It should be good. And we're trying to figure out right now the time frame, exactly when it's going to do well, when it's going to do badly, so then we can know when to buy and sell and make more profit. So you want to find out more about that sort of stuff, again, check out the VIP right here, wop.com/coinfactory. Links are down below in the description. You can get many discounts and benefits in there, and a 7-day free trial as well. Handsome inside and out. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you very, very much. What's up with that Canuck hat? It's D Squared. It's a D Squared cap. It's quite a popular brand. You can see it there. F all but the flag. I don't have any affiliation with Canada. I think that's why I saw somebody ask if I was Canadian in my comments. I have no affiliation to Canada at all, apart from having an uncle who was born and raised there. I just got the hat because it looked cool. You know, it's shameless, right? Welcome back, Bees. Bro, you're doing very, very well, my man. That being said, let's continue on with the content right now. I know. Let's continue on the content. So we've already covered what's, the developments, what the market's moving right now, which is good to see, and also what could likely take place next year should this development unfold as we expect. Now, we have it also here from the Coin Bureau, major crypto bill advances. Apparently, Senator Gillibrand and Senator Lummis say the full draft is coming this week with hearings and a vote panel as early as next week. Now, I haven't double-checked to see what bill they're referring to. Senator Lummis is normally referring to the Bitcoin Reserve Treasury, but I think this one's probably more referring to the market structure bill. We have heard in the video I posted yesterday and in the live stream yesterday that the SEC Chair Paul Atkins said on CNBC that they do aim to push forward the market structure bill and get it finalized before the end of the year. That would be a very big deal, could cause some tailwinds. Market structure bill regulators are a very, very big catalyst for crypto and also bring more clarity to the general market. And Casper, of course, being a fair enough proof of work, it would be under the CFTC as a commodity because it doesn't fall under the category of a security. It's not got any insider trading, it's open source, nobody owns over 20% of the supply, which is good to see. In other news, also very, very big to see. OCC Interpretive Letter 1188 confirms that a national bank may engage in riskless principal crypto asset transactions as part of the business of banking. This is huge here. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the OCC, one of the bigger banking regulators in America, they have confirmed permissible bank activities related to riskless principal transactions in crypto. So ultimately means that national banks now may engage with crypto transactions, partaking in stablecoin transactions involve a banking act as principal as a crypto asset transactions with one customer while simultaneously entering into an offsetting transaction with another customer. So this is a very, very big development. We've seen a lot from the CFTC as of late, the OCC as of late, and the SEC. So all these three major regulators in America are actively accelerating their stance, their principles, their policies with crypto, all in support of innovation in crypto, which is very, very bullish indeed. This will hopefully facilitate to more institutional adoption, more liquidity injection into the market, and that will help crypto standing, stabilizing it while also sending it high at the same time until it finds that position it wants to stand at. And then as a final fundamental development, before we get into the Casper news here, we have it here from Jamie Dimon, who says blockchain is real. We'll play this video in a very brief moment, but I did make the post on this, which I thought was very fitting, about Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan. He knows very well that we need blockchain, that blockchain is real. That's what he's saying right now. He's saying it's becoming more effective and more efficient, which is completely true. We're seeing continual developments in that regard as well. But the reason JP Morgan also know they need blockchain is because the blockchain infrastructure is needed to solve the growing global fragmentation crisis that is currently brewing, which I have made a few posts on my Twitter account about, which again, you can follow me. Link to that down below in the description to my Twitter account. But this here is from JP Morgan, the 2026 Outlook, Promise and Pressure. They speak about the era of global fragmentation demands a fundamental shift. Core investment themes, resilience, security, and regional alignment, which long and short, it does seem to support the thesis and need for digital decentralized architecture that can scale and also support this, as I put here, this structural shift favors decentralized, verifiable asset protocols like Bitcoin / Casper's compliant stablecoins. So that's why we need stablecoins on Casper ultimately. And JP Morgan stated here as well, we look for businesses with pricing power in critical sectors such as semiconductors, data centers, energy, and transportation, which, thinking about Casper, the KRI, DRI to the energy, all these massive institutions who are trying to leverage Casper, they are already using Casper in these sectors or trying to tap into these sectors with Casper right now. Casper blockchain architecture is ghost stack architecture, provides a solution to JP Morgan's global fragmentation issue, and KII strategy directly targets the same exact critical sectors. Energy, semiconductors, data centers, transportation, and many, many more. Cross-border payments being one as well of Warp Core. So the question I asked is, could JP Morgan looking at Casper next year? It's a speculative post, of course, probably not, but hey, we like to throw a little bit of hopium now, here and there. And I don't expect this to spread FOMO though, not necessarily just FOMO at least. It's to remind you just how early we still are and the fact that certain levels of infrastructure and blockchain or protocols in that regard, digital protocols, are necessary and key for long-term success. And for me, Casper is one of them. Casper's the only one that is capable of achieving this. That being said, now let's into this video here from Jamie Dimon.
And it goes through our AML. You know, we moved $16 trillion the other day. In one day, 16 trillion. It goes through our AML systems, our risk systems, sanction systems, fraud systems, OFAC systems. You know, it's cheap, it's fast. So we've always been using technology to do a better job for the client. And we're going to do the same thing in tokenization. So tokenization, blockchain is real. It's been around for quite a while, but now it's becoming more effective, more efficient because people are finding ways to do it faster and cheaper, permissioned or not permissioned. Smart contracts, I think, will probably be real. We're working on stable coin and a JP Morgan. We have a JP Morgan deposit already, and think of it as a token, which is a deposit. We can pay interest on it. And as a payment system and a network, we're involved. If we can use things like that to do something better, faster, cheaper for clients, we're going to. You know,
that is very, very big, mainly because people should remember JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, they were the biggest drivers of the anti-crypto campaign, you know, years and years and years back, starting back in 2015. Jamie Dimon stated that Bitcoin's going to be seized by the Department of Justice because it's all illegal and stuff like that. And now look where we're at. Damien Drummond saying that blockchain is real and we need it, and it's understandable why we need it. And I think Casper is the best solution for that. Will it take shape? Of course, we'll have to wait and see. Which is where now we get into the other sector, the Casper content, if you will. Welcome back, Ghostly Bro. You're doing very, very well, my man. And why do people use stablecoins instead of Casper or similar? It's just an easier transactional asset because it's one-to-one with the dollar. You could ask why people don't use gold as opposed to fiat. I know Casper is significantly quicker, so the argument doesn't really make sense, but it's because the stablecoins are basically just digital fiat. So it's what people are used to and aware of. It's one-to-one. It's less of a headache, where Casper is still perceived as a speculative asset. Same thing with Bitcoin. They use Bitcoin for the similar reasons. But Bitcoin can become a unit of account, so you might see that also change in the future. Anyways, now we get into more of the content right now. So the KEF have now finally uploaded the videos, the interviews and stuff with Tom Polinsky and with Johnny at the Tokenized London event, which is the one that again I went to. So you can now hear with good film quality what took place there, so you can hear for yourself. We've seen some videos, mainly from Yoni Polinsky, from people in the community, which he delves into everything you want to hear about, but it's not the best quality, of course. It's not a phone, it's the proper film crew here. But either way, what we're talking about right now is going to dive more so into this RTD internet money flow thing, and ultimately that's where we are at right now with the Discord discussion. So, if you haven't been aware, Nonsense on Polinsky, Pavel, Michael Sutton, and many other of the Casper devs and even just the community, frankly, it's everybody actually, because it is a community project. They've been talking about how we progress from here, right, with Casper. There's been a long ongoing discussion right now in Casper, which, as I scroll up on my Discord, because I did link it, because I did go into the Casper community and link the kind of start of what the thread was. We can see right here, the start of the thread. I linked it in my Discord server right here. Where's that? I'll scroll up a little bit. Where is it? I've missed it now. Here, no, a little bit harder than that. Here. So earlier today at midnight for me actually. So technically last night, I went to the beginning of the thread that started it all, where Sompy just basically said, hey all, had a great time meeting you all in London. It'll take me a few days to digest, but one immediate thing I want to share is I've received some genuine feedback and constructive criticism on how the project is managed, all from people who deeply care about Casper. Alas, the different POVs were pulling in opposite directions, and I am frankly unsure how to take that into account. Thought it might be good to share here in order to solicitate more voices. Some people questioned me, or the core, why we are overly active in steering things in a specific direction. Others criticize me and the core for not being present enough or not prescriptive enough. And he wants to elaborate that they want to throw it in here further for us to kind of see what people are thinking about right now. That's kind of what started it all. He's delving a lot from there, and I had to go through all of this. It started on the 7th of December, so 2 days ago, or going 3 days ago right now. There's a lot to unpack. I've gone through as much as I possibly can do today, and I've got a fair amount of information based on what I have learned so far. So we've got some screenshots here, courtesy of Casper Onion, who also meant at Tokenized London. So if you're watching, brother, welcome back and great to see you, and hope to see you again soon. I made a summary of ultimately what happened, which I don't think I've preloaded, have I? Of course I didn't. Why would I preload that? Because I'm an absolute moron. Where is it? The summary, I mean, it's a similar summary to what Casper Silver said as well. So actually, this is something I'm going to get into a little bit later, but yeah, there's a summary basically of the overarching summary of everything seems to be that Casper Core with the Vprogs are going to start competing with Igralabs and their layer 2 EVM smart contracts. That's the kind of the placeholder in what we're talking about, but it builds on more from that. It's a lot more to unpack. But in my belief, this isn't a bad thing. this competition between Igralabs and Casper, because, I mean, Igra in itself can't really exist without Casper, but the premise of this competition, if you will, I didn't go into too much detail here. I just said this creates a clear divide between the two, so future builders / devs are perfectly aware of the different ecosystems, healthy competition spurs accelerated growth. I didn't go into full detail here. The reason why this competition is unfolding, although I don't think that's the right choice of words, but the reason why you're seeing Igra versus Kaspa Vprogs, Igra Layer 2 EVM versus Kaspa Vprogs, it spills on a little bit from what happened last week. Basically, Yoni Sompolinsky and Pavel were having a discussion. You know, two intellectual minds bouncing, chewing the fat back and forth. And during the discussion, Yoni emphasized his concerns with Igralabs. You know, Zombie has a unique view of layer 2, which is understandable. But his concern with Igralabs was that if it became too successful, it could hinder Casper. And I do understand where he's coming from in that regard. We want Casper to become the ultimate layer 1 protocol. If Igra became extremely successful, that could unintentionally result in new investors, new developers, new builders looking to build on Igra as opposed to building on the technological stack it's on, which is Casper, the layer 1. So, you know, Yoni's like, you need to keep telling people, Pavel, that you need to keep telling people you can't be, you're not Casper. You've got to emphasize time and time again that you are not Casper, because people will end up accidentally perceiving that, which is not the intention, of course. And Igra have made a post about that since, saying that we are not Casper, yada, yada, yada. They've got to keep doing that according to Sompi. And I get that. So now we've got the placeholder in place, and hopefully that makes a bit of sense to people. Now we can get into this starting of this thread, if you will. So we've got some posts here, for example, Sompolinsky saying, in regards to the fee market, so being the miners who are generating income and inflows into Casper. Sompolinsky said here, as much as I view the security budget conversation as crucial, it's only loosely related to Igralabs, ZK EVM versus Casper Vprogs. Fair enough, right? I don't need to go too much into that, I don't believe. This, for me, is quite an important one, because it builds on what, again, we heard about last week regarding the RTD, the real-time decentralized internet money flows, or Casper. We need mass adoption to support the security budget. I'm going to say that again. Casper, according to Sompolinsky, and it is true, much we have the best technology in the space, not even questionable, Casper does need mass adoption to support the security budget, to continue generating inflows, to fund the developer, to fund the ecosystem, to fund the miners, to keep Casper afloat. We have a very, very good technological stack and protocol of Casper already. Again, it's getting better. 100 BPS, Vprogs, Dagna, all game-changing developments. Mev Oracle. You've got Mev protocol. You've got Mev Auction, Oracle protocol, ZK Oracle. All these things are going to be game-changing for Casper. They take time. They aren't going to happen overnight. We know that. We know that. How long it's going to take? Well, Michael Sutton is under the belief that we may see at least the first version of Vprogs in a couple months. Now, that would be very impressive if that does take shape. We currently only have a working yellow paper, so we are extremely early. So if we can do that in 2 months, that'd be great. But again, remember, that's just the first version of Vprogs. Think about how many versions needed for 10 BPS, and this is, at least from my limited understanding, this is more complex than 10 BPS. So I'm not sure how many versions they're going to need. Will it take them a few months to complete Vprogs ahead of schedule? Or will it take 2 years, which is what people like Shai are saying? And Sompolinsky tends to agree. I'm more leaning towards a bit longer, which is why we need to find out what to do right here and right now. We'll come back to this in a moment, though. So we need mass adoption to support the security budget. It's a good problem to have, and that I do also agree with as well. It's a good problem to have that the only issue with Casper is not the problem for technology or anything like that. It's just we need adoption. And adoption is something that is attainable. It's not it's its own different issue. It's not trying to solve some code. It's trying to appeal to the general public or the institution to get the adoption, right? To do this, Sompolinsky proposed the real-time decentralized internet money flow to Casper as a quick-to-deliver product framework to bring on-chain transactions. Now, I did reach out to Shai asking for his thesis and his views on that when he made his post. Where do I go to? I need to know that anyways. I'll just keep that at the front for now. But I did reach out to Shy, which, I mean, his overall view, which, again, you can choose to believe him or not. It's completely down to all of you watching. But he believes that this is still going to take quite a significant amount of time. So I said here, RT made his post here. We'll talk about this in a moment as well. Good morning, Shai. Thank you for the clarification. Very informative. I'm not sure how much information you have on the real-time decentralized flows, and I know you're a busy man, but I remember Jonathan speaking about this on stage last week, and he believed that this development could incentivize adoption funding that Casper needs. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. And he just said the thing, well, I think finding ways to utilize them and have these paths adopted is even further away or farther away than Vprogs. People tend to forget that Jonathan Sompolinsky has literally zero experience with turning a tech into a product. He's glossing over many steps that more experienced people know they should not be glossed over. That's his statement, that's his stance. You can debate that and make your own interpretation of that in the comments. But I mean, when you look at what exactly is intended to be created, this is meant to all intertwine into the RTD internet flows. So high definition proof of work, 100 BPS, Dagnite, Vprogs, Zeka opcode. So the R&D pipeline basically means it looks like the first step is 100 BPS, Dagnite, Vprogs, Zeka opcode. If it's meant to be in order, at least, I'm not sure if it's meant to be in order or not. But is that necessarily easier or quicker? And as Somplicky said, will that actually facilitate to a quick deliver product framework to bring on-chain transactions? We'll have to wait and see. We can only hope. He says here furthermore, to be clear, this is not directly related to Vprogs, ZK EVM. RTD flows can be, in principle, used for both. And in fact, I proposed to Pavel that Igra should consider utilizing RTD futures as an interim mechanism for their canonical bridge, which I was also, I can attain to that. I was there, I heard that, which Pavel kind of just said, it's too late, we've already started now, which is completely fair enough, to be honest. And then to move on quickly as well, before we get some questions about this, if you've got any questions to ask, we'll go through it. We see here, Kaspa Onion, or an individual here asked, doesn't Casper already have RTD? Isn't 10 block per second real-time decentralization? And Sombolic's response here just states, okay, there's too much in one message. I mean, at this point, he'd been flooded with messages because people, of course, were very, very intrigued. He said that the core needs to write a full report on what's going on, but these are good problems to have. My intention with RTD was to package all of these features under one umbrella product framework. I hope that would help. But again, I see the community is overwhelmed by the projects and sub-projects and claimed sub-projects. It should take core a day or two to write a full report. So it looks like there are members of core, exactly who they are, we don't know, but members of core right now who are going to spend the next few days. This particular post from Jonathan Sompolinsky came out yesterday or earlier today. So maybe over the weekend, if we're lucky, we'll see a kind of general full report on their vision, their plan, and the problems they have and how they properly have a roadmap to meet those criteria. And that'll give us more clarity as well. And maybe even give Shai more clarity as well, unless Shai is mistaken in his belief as well. But again, we'll wait and see. That is, again, one good, interesting point. And then before we get into the questions and the continual Casper unpacking, if you will, of where we're currently at, I also respond to Casper over here as well, which is again to support the fact that despite this seemingly fuddy live stream, although I perceive it just being informative and real, I still wholeheartedly believe that Casper is going to catch on. If the biggest risk to Casper right now, to prevent it from becoming obsolete, is just adoption, which some people think is a good problem to have, and I agree, I do believe that this is something that Casper will attain. Because as we have seen, and as I've also put here as well, there are many, many benefits using blockchain technology in the real world today, which is why you've got JP Morgan and many other institutions who are trying to adopt it, governments who are trying to desperately adopt blockchain technology. But there also are some concerns and risks with blockchain. Energy consumption is very expensive, especially for proof of work like Bitcoin. Real world scalability, nothing really can actually scale to real world use cases. Everything says bottleneck, congestion. They can't do it. We spoke about that in yesterday's live stream. And then you've got privacy and regulatory compliance issues, which is a growing thing right now. And that leads to this global fragmentation issue that we have spoken about in previous posts. Not so much this one here, which covers from Ernst & Young, which also comes from JP Morgan as well, both identifying the risks that come with fragmentation. Something that Casper's the only real one in my belief, and from what I can see, that can do so in a decentralized manner. But this can go on. Casper stands as the only proof of work protocol, the central proof of work protocol, that can provide the solution these institutions desire. So adoption is Casper's biggest hurdle, and I did say hurdle, not a roadblock, because I believe Casper can and will jump over it. And once that situation takes shape, it takes off, I think it will be to the races for Casper. That is my belief. Of course, it's not financial advice. If you haven't got faith in the adoption of Casper, then it's up to you if you want to sell or not, do your own research. But I think Casper is still in a very strong spot. According to Yoni, which I did see in the Discord, we are behind the adoption curve right now, which is very apparent. So we've got to find ways to flip that narrative, push the adoption back out, and then because the RTD, which we haven't got the slides up here, the slides are available online. I have to go and search them out, but the RTD had that kind of flywheel effect, and the flywheel effect did also attain to the whole adoption thing. If you get adoption, that effectively benefits everything, because it means you get inflows, you get the capital, the money, you fix this kind of emission element, this security budget, and that also correlates to more investments and building of Casper. Now I will get into more some other interesting stuff as well. Before we do, let's get into some of the questions. I will load full screen for this. Welcome back, Baby Daddy. You already said that. Remember, I said months ago that Big Daddy Trump was going to cut rates to 0 to 2%, and the bull run would be 2028. I mean, I do remember that actually. Will that actually happen or not? We don't know yet. We can only hope. Stablecoins as to try and guarantee no price fluctuations. Still, there's a risk to stables even. Yeah, I mean, that's also a reason why, because it's what we are used to, but also stablecoins, because they're one-to-one. They are what institutions want to use is a stable currency. You can't. It's something that has to be stable, right? So stable coins means no price fluctuations. It means that you cannot understand how the asset's going to be. They don't want to have high volatility. That's also why I didn't get to crypto for so very long, but you might see that change. Maybe the unit of account changes in the future. Good evening, Greta. You're doing very, very well. Short term, in my opinion, stablecoins are not long-term strategy. I don't think so either. I think short term, stablecoins facilitates the Casper ecosystem and helps the miners out. And it will be good going forward as well in kind of the medium term. The ultimate long term, I mean, yeah, I don't think I think there are other developments that will be a lot more beneficial to Casper than just stablecoins. But it's good to have, and I think we need that. I know that Johnny did say that we should be seeing USDC in Q1 native on Casplex. We'll wait and see if that happens or not. We don't know. We have been seeing some form of stablecoin developments coming to Casper. We'll have to wait and see how this bears fruit. USDT did slightly depeg, both knowing as bad as USDC did. I mean, yeah, there are inherent risks to stablecoins them depegging from the dollar, which is partly due to dollar volatility right now, de-dollarization, but also due to these assets that are not. I mean, it is a risk, right? Hope nothing too crazy happens next year. Had to sell my stack. I need time to stack before I lift off flow. Yeah, that's the I know that feeling. No, I had to do that earlier this cycle. Thankfully, didn't do it to my Casper bag. I managed to always keep some Casper there. I've not actually done any outflows of Casper. It's always been inflows. But yeah, I mean, I've had to offset some stuff during this year. That's also why it's very, very important. I'm sure all of you know this anyways, but it's very, very important to have some form of actual passive income. Or not, well, passive income definitely, but just active income, jobs, you know, whether you've got money in an ISA invested that's going to make you passive income, or you're going to have an actual job that's paying you every week, bi-weekly or monthly. You need to have that income until you've got a stable foundation. Then you can take a bit more risk in that regard. But you should always have a stable flow of income no matter what anyways. But I'm sure you'll be fine now. I hope you will be. I think we still got a bit of time. You ought to understand they're building this for the most iconic run in financial history. Superior product, global adoption, fair launch, stock to flow, scarcity, XRP1 will look like a minor pump. I hope so, LB. I really, really do. I really, really do. But we need the adoption. That's the understanding we all have. And Gozu says here, I appreciate you and I completely agree. If you enjoy the streams, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, and turn on that notification bell so you know when I do go live. Welcome back. Nope, you're doing very, very well, my man. And you too, Double D, good to have you back again. And with that being said, I see no more further questions really, or at least none that I can understand, because it's in Spanish, which is perfectly fine. So let's get into the next part of the content now. So, also continuing on regarding what we've been hearing in the Discord, again from Jonathan Polinsky here. He made a post here talking about kind of applying to this individual here saying, I don't want to hear the word Binance until we're done upgrading. Everyone is glued to it for some reason, but Oracle might make us not even need exchanges correct. And he kind of gave a bit of a rundown here, which, I mean, the long and short of it, his response here, I made it here because it looks easier to read from here. Son Polinsky believes that we shouldn't be chasing a Binance spot listing, which I, at this point I tend to agree. Binance are going to list when they ever want to list. There's no point of us demanding for it unless we're willing to pay for it. And even then, I think it'd be more damaging than beneficial. Maybe. We'll readdress that later on. Either way, Son Polinsky says we should not be chasing a Binance listing, especially, and he did put that in this Grok share here as he links and post. Basically, Grok analyzed these posts and came to the conclusion that there is, I mean, it's quite evident anyway, but there's a mass amount of controversy and allegations of insider involvement in meme coin launches, misuse of official tweets for hype and FOMO, and criticism of how Binance leaders handle community-driven tokens. So with that being known, it's French, not Spanish. I apologize, Gosu, for my ignorance there. I apologize. Forgot. I used to do French when I was growing up. I forgot what sorry was in French. I was going to say that, but yeah, let's just move on. So Son Polinsky says we should not be focusing on Binance, and I agree. I do agree. He says instead, what we should be doing as a community is playing to our strength as a fair launch project. And as a community, we should be launching a narrative campaign against Pepe, against the meme coins. So everybody understands that exchanges like Binance, they are a joke for platform. They are, as he said here, they are prioritizing, just making gains, so prioritizing launching memes. So therefore, it will mean that people will perceive that Binance BNB Innovation Zone is just equal to just being meme coins, which, I agree as well. I mean, whether we do this or not is completely down to the community and the incentive. I'm not sure how impactful this will be. You're not asking for a Binance listing, but instead you're talking about the Pepe meme to try and undermine Binance. I don't think that's going to be that impactful, but maybe, who knows, right? Could be something interesting to do right now. So ultimately, Caspians, we can go to war once again. Son Polinsky agrees with the boycott Binance movement, #Binance. So we'll see how this unfolds. And then we can move to the next step here as well, which is then going kind of full circle again back to Michael Sutton when he said that we could potentially see the first version of Casper Vprogs in Q1 2026, when he mentioned that he expects the timeline to include a time frame, say 2 months, after which the first version of Vprogs will be defined with a target realistic date, which is good. Oh, pardon. Yeah, no, I do remember that. Yeah, pardon. Yeah, tries with the accent as well. You should look at me go. Yeah, so we can see Vprogs coming out. Will we see it next year? Hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. Gosu speaks Spanish 4 languages. I am very, very jealous. I do plan to learn languages, but I am so held up and busy on trying to do this stuff right now that I don't give myself the time to learn a language. I do plan to. I wholeheartedly do, because I think it's a really important skill to have. And I also just think it'd be cool, because what's better than just chatting rubbish to, like, I have friends of mine who are from Ecuador, and there's nothing that I'd love more to speak Spanish, or well, I don't know, it's not Spanish they speak. I know it's not Ecuadorian either, and I'm sure those know what I'm talking about. But I'd love to speak to him in his native language, and just completely just waffle about my other mates next to them. Just basically just start and putting them down chat crap, without swearing of course, about them to their face, but just in the I think that'd be funny. I think it'd be very, very funny. And then I've got mates who are also from parts in Asia like Japan. I'd also love to learn Japanese and do that as well. That's the main drive for me to do it, just so I can I think it'd be really funny. That's why. That's my incentive. I think that's not a strong enough incentive really, but who knows. Yes. Where was I? Yeah, moving on here. This again, what I'm talking about. This is where we're now coming back full circle to the Binance thing from Sompolinsky, the Vprogs development, and what's spoken about there, the need for adoption and the RTD benefits that will come with it. And then we come back full circle to the beginning of this, which is Igralabs. Igralabs, Layer 2 and Casper Layer 1 Vprogs is not intended to be a bad thing. There's currently going to be an ongoing competition according to Casper Silver here. His very, very short summary, which he made a bigger summary afterwards because people got misinformed by it. But he was just basically saying that Casper and Igra will be in a long-term competition with each other. And as I mentioned earlier, the reason why is because Sompolinsky understandably perceives that if Igra gets too successful, it will take away from the funding and the building and stuff taking place on Casper core on the layer 1, which would therefore result in fragmentation of Casper, which is not what we want to see. Now, Vprogs will be an interesting feat, interesting development. I didn't preload the Shy post. I did here. So somebody asked here. So after the layer 1 Vprogs integration with Igralabs layer 2 still serve a distinct purpose, or does it risk becoming redundant? And I don't think it becomes redundant because from what I remember hearing and from my understanding, Vprogs Igralabs do fully intend to migrate to Vprogs when the Vprogs are out. When it comes out again, we'll have to wait and see. So I'm not too worried about them becoming redundant. But again, I think the general understanding of Vprogs is still a nuanced thing. People still haven't got enough clarification, which Shy did his best to do that here. People, of course, aren't happy with Shy so much, but this, I think, is still informative and worth listening to. So Shy believes that Vprogs are not enough. They're a great idea. He likes Vprogs. He's not trying to put down Vprogs. He's trying to change the mindset of the normies of what Vprogs are. Vprogs promise the Vprogs promise is enough to carry the development all the way to adoption is not true. Vprogs make all other programmability solutions obsolete is also not true. The discussion has something to do with independent tokens. So Vprogs are at this point an incomplete yellow paper that was not peer reviewed or audited by anybody. That is the key. That's probably the only point we need to talk about, honestly. We love Vprogs. We love the idea of Vprogs. We think they're going to be very game-changing for Casper, and they will be. It is a yellow paper, partially completed. It is so early, which is why when I was at when I mentioned this last week, I mentioned it in my Discord community, and I was met with a bit of concerns and backlash, understandably, that Vprog could take years, and people were not happy by that. But that's the realistic situation. They're going from creating the wheel from scratch to a full design in 6-7 months. Doesn't sound. It sounds a bit far. I know the team are by all means probably the most intellectual people in the whole world for crypto, no doubt. Casper Core. But we've got to add a level of understanding to the feat they're trying to attain, right? It's not easy. It's not like riding a bike. And even then, that takes some time to learn shit off the back, unless you're superiorly talented. And then the next step to understand is even after completing the yellow paper, which we're hopefully going to see in the coming months, there are still many, many steps to deploy. Even merely implementing a proof of concept for internal testing is a matter of months, let alone a production-grade implementation that is ready for deployment. We're talking about user testing, prototyping, adjusting, auditing, reviewing, and so on. Even after deployment, it would take years to raise the adoption. Vprogs are very different from how people do smart contracts today. Mobilizing builders to this new technology will be a huge struggle. No effort is made towards making Vprogs more approachable or understandable, quite the opposite. This part, people might perceive as quite negative, but I think that is understandable. People are trying to make Vprogs better to be understood, but that's the one reason why I still respect Shy and why I liked him, despite, again, his combative nature. He did understand very, very well how to communicate and translate the technical expertise of Jonathan Polinsky, Marcus and the core to builders who need that a little easier to understand technical expertise, and then even the normies who have no clue and don't. All we need to do is something that's going to make us happy, right? There's nobody. Right now, I think the normies are doing. I think the crypto community, people like me, we're doing our utmost and our best to try and help the normies understand what Vprogs are. The builders are the ones that I think are being somewhat ignored. Again, this is from my understanding. But it is true that adoption is the biggest hurdle for Casper, and Vprogs are not the way smart contracts go today, which is why he also mentions in here as well that because Vprogs are not on-chain smart contracts and everything else, there's a certain way that people currently function in the crypto world on-chain smart contracts and how the space runs. Vprogs are such a, even though it's a superior approach, it's such a different approach that some people may just not want to bother with it because nobody even understands how to get on board right now, which is why we need to have someone to bridge the gap. Hopefully that will come through. Hopefully the adoption still come through. That's what Casper Core are trying to currently, that's seemingly their main focus right now, is to get the adoption, because adoption right now is the necessity to protect the security budget of Casper. Economics not understood, not EVM compatible. Also, that is quite a serious issue because interoperability is the big thing. Interoperability is what's going to help a project grow and stay connected. If it's not interoperable, it's going to be isolated. It's going to be quite tough. So that's also an important thing to take into account. And it goes on here as well. More talking about why, of course, he likes Igra. It's also why people have a bit of an issue because people think that he's just utmost shilling Igra, which he is. But conclusion, I don't have a problem with people who like Vprogs and say they're better than base rollups, but it upsets me that people are led to think that they must take a side. The correct position, in my opinion, is that both are needed and both can and should exist. I agree. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I agree that both should exist. Anyone who is trying to tangle the Vprogs versus rollup discussion with the utility token yes or no discussion is either trying to mislead you or they were either misled themselves. I've not really talked on that at all this stream about the whole utility token yes or no thing. That's maybe another time for another stream. And Casper is not in a position where it can afford to push away all approaches that don't precisely align with a single person's vision, even if you think the person might be Satoshi. That is probably the little dig at some Polinsky that didn't need to be made. But hey, that's shy for you. And I do care to agree there as well that Casper is behind the adoption curve and it does need adoption. It shouldn't be, in any sense, hindering developments like Igra. It should be trying to support them to help stabilize. Honestly, I'd like to believe in the current predicament, the best case scenario would be Igra becomes successful and therefore keeps the funding and inflows coming into Casper. The security budget is saved for a few more years, giving Casper Core time, therefore, to develop these Vprogs, develop the Stagnite 100 BPS, MEV, and Oracle programs. And then you can see, as Igra have already said they will do, migrate to Vprogs. Understanding's there. People will then already want to move with Igra because they understand and like what Casper's about. And that'll be, best project protocol in the whole world. That would, for me, be the best case scenario. Will that happen? We're early still. Time will tell. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. My conviction in Casper is still very strong. I think Casper's going to catch on very much so. Now on some other news real quickly as well. Casper Wallet 1 has bought another $1 million worth of Casper. We can see here 20.3 million Casper off Gate Exchange once again. You can see here also cost 0.019 Casper in fees and took 1.1 seconds, very interestingly there as well. They're currently holding 1.25 billion Casper, which is insane. So this wallet is still very, very convicted in Casper. Who they are, again, we don't know. Entity X, we assume it's Wintermute at this point, but we have no idea. We have no idea who it is. All we know is that it's not Gate. Because, well, they said it's not Gate. Are they lying or not? We don't know, but it makes sense that it's not Gate. Because they have their proof of reserves on their website, which is at the 900 odd million range, and that's their wallet right here at 846 million. So it's not Gate, unlike to be Mexi or Bybit. So it's probably a market maker who's taken info from multiple exchanges and putting it into their own to then eventually offset to the exchange of their choice when they approach them. That's my understanding. Maybe it's the KRI, you could argue, maybe. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Maybe people saying Grayscale, Marathon. I don't think it's Marathon. Maybe Grayscale's not the worst shout. it being Michael Saylor would be a funny outcome, quite bullish as well, or even Elon Musk, also funny and bullish. But it's just throwing noise to the wind. Like, we have no idea. Hopefully time will tell soon enough. And then as a final critical point for Casper, which we're going to get to after a few small questions, is going to be talking about the new cat bridge audit, which is now completed, which is good. It's meant to be the alternative to the KF's curve to bridge between the Casper KYC 20 to the EVM, to my knowledge. So that's good to see the audit's done. We'll look through this in a very, very short moment here. Before I do though, let's get to quick questions. We have it here. Bingo Bango, welcome back, bro. You're doing very, very well. I never got the live notification. Yeah, YouTube needs to fix that, honestly. I don't know why. Everyone here seems to get one. YouTube needs to be just to handpick who doesn't get the notifications. I say turn on the notification bell so you know, but I don't think YouTube likes me right now. YouTube is notorious for doing this, no matter the channel. Yeah, I know. It's a shame. It's a real shame. I wish they weren't. Learning Polish. Yeah, it's crazy. I think my first language that I want to learn is either Spanish, because it's very widely spoken and I have mates who are Spanish. Japanese, because I'm an anime lover. If you haven't told from my hat, my and the Killua figure right here, and the anime stuff there. Like, I'm an anime lover, so Japanese would be quite cool. Or it'd be Chinese, because I've got some Chinese mates as well. Although Chinese is the hardest language in the world, or one of the hardest. So it'd be a struggle, but I'm intrigued to start learning a language. And once I do, I mean, that'd be cool, right? You sound like Ali A. Appreciate it, I guess. Thank you very much. Yeah, Spanish, Jay. South Americans all speak Spanish except Brazilian, and that's Portuguese. Okay, right. Thank you very much for the clarification. Tudo bien. I'm helping to design Vprogs. I'm writing code right now. Oh, is that so, LB? Oh, you're just joking. It looks like you're joking. So if that is the case and you are, then shout out to you. If not, then you got me. 500 million is coming to Casper. Yes, that is the belief we have. Although there has been, as always, in this regard, actually, I'm not upset by this, because it is necessary for us as a community to do this sort of research and understanding. But there have been, let's see if I can find it now. I guarantee I'll be able to find it in my feed now. But there have been concerns coming from, you know what, I'll be able to find it quite easily, actually. Let me just type in Casper intern. When I can type properly, that is. Casper in there. So basically, he made some replies because somebody has started spreading some FUD. Update, Lemonbush is likely a scam. The Casper Chinese community visited their Shenzhen office and found it to be an empty room, no people, no logo, nothing. Please be on high alert. Which he gave a response here saying he gave a few responses here, actually. I haven't gone through all of it as well, to be fair, but he's given a few responses back and forth and stuff like that. But yeah, this is something just to keep into account. He gave his responses. I will post this stuff in my free Discord server, so if you want to see all of this information, links down below in the description to the free Discord server. You can learn a lot more in there regarding crypto and Casper. Equally, you can follow me on Twitter, and I'll probably be posting about it as well. But it looks, yeah, it's just, again, just to be a point of warning. As anything, just always do your own research and be very safe. That's all. I just bought a deep freezer from my basement. Going to freeze myself. I'm going to leave instructions to thaw me in 10 years. I'm going to be a billionaire whole of dear life. I hope so, Lizzie. I hope so. That's an interesting plan, giving yourself an extra 10 years as well. Would AI help make Vprogs in the faster time frame? Is very good at coding. AI is still a very nuanced thing, and AI right now is a back and it's not a. They're trying to create a generative AI learning model, if you will, where it can just do it all by itself. But right now, you've got to code AI to work. Now, that's not saying that Casper Core can't code it to start working properly. But I'm sure there might be elements in AI that could help, but I don't think AI is not as revolutionary at its current stage for the current task as we think. If it's like, because again, it's reinventing. It's what the idea of what's being done with Vprogs hasn't been done before. It is only in a theory of a half-done yellow paper. It's not like you're trying to create a line in Linux or Raspberry Pi, right? Or Python, which there's hundreds of thousands of hours of research and documentation online that AI can pull from and give you an answer from. It's trying to create something completely new. I think they're using C++, but don't quote me on that. But it's something completely new, so the idea of how it's going to find the answer is going to be difficult. I'm sure they'll figure it out, though. I'm not worried about it. Dr. Polinsky, yeah. I was going to talk about today's stream as well, but I didn't. Or at least referring to his dad, which is also quite an interesting feat. But maybe for another stream. Sure, this was a fake pump, bear flag playing out, and I think we may see it for the drop before Casper comes, before some consolidation. Look at the market chart, Casper currently down at 0.21, Bitcoin at 93k, up 2%, ahead of the FOMC meeting tomorrow, some rate cuts. I think it does wholeheartedly depend on what Jerome Powell says tomorrow. I gave further clarification in my VIP about that, so we are acquainted and aware for every possible scenario that will play out for, and ultimately when the market's going to correct to. Whether we see Bitcoin push up or down and what the zones are for that. You can find out a lot more macro breakdowns, other holdings that I'm looking into, alpha documentation, so you can see the research that I've been doing, stuff like that here, and much more. And trades as well. We do future trades and other elements in the VIP. So check that out. Links are down below in the description. You can join right now and get a 7-day free trial discount, or equally, you should sign up to BYDFI, which is our affiliate exchange. You can get a 1-month free trial to the BYDFI as well, alongside many other benefits of BYDFI as well. So you want to find that extra information out, become better aware of market movement and dynamics, and become better prepared and become a better investor and trader, in my belief at least, then at the very least utilize the free trials so you can get access to everything for free, and you think it's worth your while, you can level up more so with it, then come sign up. More than welcome. But it depends on tomorrow's talk. I think that'll depend on where Casper and Bitcoin move, right, in my perspective. Jay, can you stream tomorrow when it's not Champions League? You got it. I am going to. Is there any game in particular that you don't want me to stream through? Let me double check, because I haven't actually checked Champions League. Chelsea are live right now. Damn. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to watch that ASAP. But yeah, I'll make sure not to stream during Champions League tomorrow, brother. I got you. Thank you for the reminder. So looking at tomorrow, you've got Villarreal, Ajax at around 5:45 my time, which is about 2 hours before we normally stream. Newcastle Leverkusen at 8. Real Madrid Man City at 8. Okay, I think that's the game. I think you don't want to stream at 8. Yeah, Real Madrid Man City, Arsenal, Arsenal playing Club Brugge, PSG, Athletic Club. Yeah, I think, okay, 8 o'clock. Right, so my normal time is 8 o'clock streaming. I'll probably do it. Oh, okay. I'll make an announcement in my free Discord server, so you want to find out when I'm going live, then tune into that, turn notifications as well. But I will be trying to go live. Either it's going to have to be at like 5 my time, which is 3 hours earlier than usual, or it's going to have to be 9, which means I will be streaming through the Champions League within the last like half an hour or so. So it'll be either or, but I have to wait and see. I've been listening. I've just been trading. Well, I keep getting that bag, man. I appreciate you for being here either way, tuning in, listening to the content. But yeah, don't stop grinding, 100%. Will the HTX listing be enough to give Casper a significant pump? Good question, Don. Data? I think no. It depends on what you mean by significant. I think the HTX listing will cause a pump for Casper. It's quite a notable, quite a big exchange. Notables are questionable saying, because people don't like Justin Sun. I think it will cause a pump for Casper, but how significant the pump's going to be is the ultimate question, right? It is. I think if you go and look at what future exchange listings or the most recent one did for Casper, we're looking at Kraken, right? Kraken happened in November, so it happened back here. Yeah, so KEF announced Kraken is going to likely happen on the 10th around here. We saw the pump because of that. We saw the pullback after that, and then Kraken announced, officially confirmed the listing here. And then we saw over the next few days or weeks or so, Casper move up 50% or so. And that was when it was, go through that massive downtrend, 12 to 19 cents. So HTX for me, if I was to hazard a guess, could be enough potentially to push Casper to the resistance zone up here, 7 cents. Maybe a little bit higher for Fortunate, touching up to that 8 cent zone again. But we'll have to wait and see. It does wholeheartedly depend on market dynamic as well and the developments going on around Casper at the time and adoption-wise. It's too tough to determine. I think you'll see a pump, but the term significant is hard to really gander, if you will. It's Raspberry Pi, not Raspberry. Shut up. I caught like all the longs, then the top I'm shorting. Perfect move. Love that. Love to hear that, Kryptonic. Shout out to you, my man. So I've got the links. All good. It's all good. It's all good. I know you do you do a good job, Kryptonic. I appreciate you very, very much. You have to work on your American accent. Sure, why not? Just say, yeah, I haven't realized. Let me just say, I keep getting tampon ads. I don't know why you keep getting those. The ads should cater to the content. So it should, if anything, it should be like crypto Coinbase ads. I don't know why it's giving you those ads. I don't control the ads, by the way. I have no control over them. I don't know why you should be giving them to you. If there's one thing that you learn from the cycle, what would that be? Great question. Fantastic question, Beebs. What would be the one thing that I learned from the cycle? How crypto has matured from one of a very FOMO-driven speculative market to that of macroeconomics. I already, through my research and time in this market, have been informed in macroeconomic trends and whatnot, but I've delved even deeper into that throughout this last year and learned a lot more in regards to what specific catalysts affects markets, what geopolitical tensions affect markets, what macroeconomic developments affect markets, the understanding that people are very, very emotional, which we already knew that. That's not news to us. We've been saying that for over a year. But it's understanding better so how to play out people's emotions in the market. And one thing I've also learned from the cycle is that when this whole significant pullback and crash happened, the assets that held up the best, besides your occasional privacy tokens like Zcash, the ones that have done the best, the ones that have the most looks in for institutions are real world assets and stuff revolving around tokenization. That to me tells me we are going into which was inevitable anyways, a utility cycle. No longer FOMO, pipe, pump and dump, all that stuff. It's utility that matters. Infrastructure. That's also why I believe in Casper, because it is a utility infrastructure token. Coin. Apologies, not token, it's a coin. So that is what I've learned from the cycle, and I've given a fair amount of rundowns and stuff in this community daily. I give a lot more in-depth rundowns in my VIP as well. Of course, couldn't highly encourage it enough to check out the VIP and learn a lot more in there through all the exclusive information we put in there. So recently, a lot of the information we put in there has been giving a lot of 2026 year outlooks. Today we posted it from the World Economic Forum in there. We posted one from NASDAQ in there as well, giving a 2026 outlook as well. We've seen the one from Ernst & Young. We've got some in there from BlackRock recently. Another one from BlackRock is there as well. JP Morgan, TRM Labs, which is one of the most well-renowned research. And I put it down here actually, who exactly they were. TRM Labs. No, it's not there then. Is it this one? It's on my phone. That's where it is. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? There. just because I want to make sure I exactly clarify the significance of TRM Labs. People are aware of why this information that I put in my VRP is also significant. And this one speaking again about 2026 market outlook and what's happened this year as well. So TRM Labs is a leading blockchain intelligence platform who has played a critical role in safeguarding the digital economy. They are trusted by the likes of Visa, by the likes of the FBI, by the IRS, and also PayPal as well, and many, many more. So, I mean, they're a big institution to listen to. And one thing that I have learned much more. One thing I learned also, I've always said the importance of research to help you kind of analyze the markets and whatnot. I've learned how to optimize and pick out the research throughout the cycle as well, which has helped me become a much better investor. I've made a lot safer purchases and buys as of late. And of course, keep stacking more Casper, being able to buy at the better DCA levels as well, because we've been aware of how the market moves and the price trajectory and whatnot. So yeah, it's been a very informative year. That's what I'd say. But that's what I've learned from this cycle so far. If you want to find out more, leave everybody else watching, and you can tune in daily here. You'll learn quite a bit here, learn also a bit more on the Discord server. And for me, you'll learn insurmountable amount more knowledge and information in the VIP. Again, you don't have to just take my word for it. You can fact check for yourself, utilize the free trials going, the 1 month free trial, or again, if you want even more time to look into it, sign up to BYDFI. Information about that in the physical server. You get a 1 month free trial, check it out, verify for yourself, and then if you think it's worth a while, come sign up. You'll learn a lot more in there, I can guarantee you. Good time to stream would be during the FMC conference, not overlapping the Champions League, and may get some new watchers interested in watching Jerome Powell flood the market live. Okay, I can try and do that. I believe his conference is, wait, I can just type in CME Fed Watch tool. 21 hours. So that's about, that's 7 then? That's 7, isn't it? Be 7. Yeah, and the Champions League starts at 8, right? Yeah. Okay, so if I do it at 7, I can do that. Make dinner earlier. And then start at 7, finish at 8. God, I should need to go offline now. I need to end stream completely after that. Oh my lord. Who's going to clip that? Let me guess. Who's going to clip that? Mr. Moffat will clip that already, definitely. I'm sure I'm going to get 5 of you at least clipping that. That's the worst voice I had in my life. Oh my lord. Oh god, I'm going to finish very clip. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. When do you think we could see 30 BPS? Is that Dag Knight? Did they announce anything? Dag Knight and 30 BPS are different things, Alexander. We haven't got a timeline on any of it right now. We'll have to just wait and see. YouTube Premium can also give you no ads as well, so you could also do that to skip out on them. I think a lot more people signing up to Premium recently as well. Shut up. Yeah, honestly, I know. We have fun here, don't we? I need to stop being lazy and set up Casper. No, you and me both, Micro. You're not the only one there. I need to do the same. It's bad for me not doing it as well. I need to do it myself. Raspberry Pi, the P is silent, like salmon, not salmon. Okay, cool. Well, I'll be right next time, I guess. I hope. But yeah, with that being said, family, as a final message to all of you, just going to my YouTube channel right now. If you are a member of the YouTube channel, which I know Falco's donated a few times, $5. I don't know how much it is. It's inexpensive in the grand scheme of things. Again, up to you if you want to sign up. I'm not telling you to sign up, but if you were to do so, you would get access to the last the roundtable we did. So the ones we normally publish to the VIP community that you've got to be a part of the VIP to watch. If you sign up as a member to the YouTube channel, you can get access to this current roundtable, giving a kind of general outlook on what's happening. This is actually a very informative roundtable. Talks more in detail about the JP Morgan document, other institutional documentation, what we're going to expect for this year, going towards 2026 and 2026 outlook as well. So you can learn a lot more with that roundtable. That roundtable is a much more informative one than these live streams we do daily, which I still think these ones are very, very good, but that one's even more informative, more documentation in there as well. So if you want to at least get another inkling into, I mean, if you actually use the free trial to the VIP, you'd be able to watch this for free, actually. So, but you can equally sign up to member on YouTube and watch that as well, and then see again what sort of content we cover in there and get a better idea as well. Yeah, that's also why I think Spotify got so expensive recently as well. Like, I've seen a lot of people actually shifting away from Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff, and just going to YouTube Premium, because you can get. A lot of my mates have done that, and in fact, I should probably do the same thing myself. I use Spotify. I just don't need to. And there you got Falco. There you go, Falco, absolute legend, and Bingo Bango's the lucky winner there. Absolute legend. Thank you very much, Falco and Bingo Bango. Lucky you indeed. Can't believe it's one of the OGs once again who got a member. So now you can have the luxury to this roundtable, should you choose to understand what's going on. Again, you want to find out more, check that out. Equally, tune into the free Discord, free VIP, the 1 week free VIP, and get access to all the information in there as well. We post stuff daily in there. I'm going to be posting documentation in there daily. Tomorrow's going to be a big update in tomorrow in regards to the Jerome Powell as well, so tune into that as well. Don't want to have ads. Good to hear. Good to hear. Jay, can you tell us what extra with pay mentorship I'm interested in joining? Yeah, so there's a number of things that takes place in here. Most notably, we do live streams or roundtables every single week on a Sunday normally, which again, those who can watch this is this is exactly what we talk about, giving a rundown of everything. You also will hear market analysis from C Crypto, who is our TA expert, who's in the VIP as well, who helps to provide the market analysis during the roundtables, which I know Tony and Falco in particular have learnt a lot from. Not Falco, joking. Tony and Joking have learnt a lot from C Crypto, who've been tuning in weekly to that stuff. So you get access to that stuff as well. You get access to trade alerts, the futures and stuff we do there, which, you know, trades come through quite frequently as well. There's one posted a day actually. We got 2 traders in there, so you get access to trades in there as well. One's posted a day, and also you get access to the trades posted by the BYDFI agents in there as well. So you can get access to more trades. You want to try and utilize their trades as opposed to just the trades that my actual people that I've onboarded. You also will get access to some educational videos. Going to try and post some more in there with the market dynamics going on, but you've got videos that kind of teaching you some elements of like what to look out for trading, like how to analyze support and resistance zones, how to trade off them as well. So you can find that in there as well. And also looking at, you know, like Dex Screener, if you want to learn how to utilize and navigate the meme coin degen stuff as well. You got some Google Docs in there as well, which provides some other assets that I've looked into, which I have a strong, and I give them a whole like rundown of the projects I'm looking into, why I think they're good, what their risk to reward are. And yeah, there's a lot going on in there. And those who tune in, again, it's still meant to be a general community as well. So I'm trying to do whatever I can to improve it. If you wanted to tune in and look into it for the free trials and whatnot, make use of 5 weeks for free through BYDFI and for the 1 week. And then if you've got anything you want to see extra in there, just let me know. And I'll do my best to meet up to that expectation. We've got other stuff looking into that as well. Other sources of info going to come through very, very soon to help make passive gains in there, which is very, very important as well. So make sure you can find out more on the VIP. Again, links down below in the description. Free trials going about as well, which I don't think will be going on for too much longer. We've been doing it for about a year now, and I think we're going to bring that to an end soon enough. And if we do up other prices as well, we'll grandfather those. If we do up the prices as well going forward, we'll grandfather those in at the price it's currently at. But yeah, that's not exactly on the to-do right now. It's more so still trying to expand. Google Music changed to YouTube Music. I've got premium and add it for free for the time. Well, there you go. There you go. Great to hear. Get those ads out the way. That's crazy, Gosu. That's a crazy comment. I'll definitely be checking out that perk. Looking forward to seeing you there. Appreciate it very much, Bingo Bango. Let me know what you think about it. And if you want to find out more, then again, check out the free trials to the VIP. You can get access to all the previous roundtables and all the documentation we posted there as well, all the stuff down there as well. You can check out all of that. If you enjoy the stream, then definitely come tune in as well. Only the taste is like rusty old coins. That is crazy, Ghosty. Oh my lord. Mr. Miles was first as usual. He nailed it. Yeah, I know, right? Not a peep from him this stream. Gonna have to see if he's. I mean, hope he's doing all right. Maybe he's just busy right now. Is it a free week or a month? So if you sign up, if you go through the link down in the description to the VIP, you join, you get one week free trial. If you go to the Discord community, if you go to the Discord community and you go to the get VIP access, if you go to the Discord community and you go to the get VIP access channel here, then you will see the steps you need to take in order to sign up through BYDFI, which is our affiliate exchange. Follow the steps along here, and once you do that and you follow the steps here, you reach out to me on Discord that you've done that. I'll see you've done that, and then I'll gift you a 1 month free trial. So you can get a total of 5 weeks for free by going through these steps right now. I would recommend going through BYDFI first, because if you do the 1 week free first and then you do that one, then I mean it'd be fine, but then I'd have to like refund the money for the first month, and that could get complicated. So I recommend doing this one first, BYDFI, getting the 1 month for free, and if you like it, after a month, then you sign up and you get the extra 1 week before you actually pay for it. Or you can just see, I want to have 1 more week to see if I actually like it or not, get another 1 week for free, and then you decide from there. That's my personal opinion. Again, check it out if you want to. That information is in the Discord server, or if you want to sign up straight to it, again, information down below in the description. But now with that being said, family, hopefully you enjoyed today's Casper crypto live stream. Very, quite a heavy one in my belief with everything going on right now, what's happening on the Casper Discord. I plan to make a video about it probably tomorrow and provide more insights and updates once we go on. Of course, tomorrow's stream will be a little bit earlier due to the Champions League. I'll make sure to try and do that for you guys too. I'm going to write that down on my notes right now to make sure that I don't forget that, because knowing me, I'll go to bed and I'll forget. Don't stream during Champions League. Oh, we didn't go through the audit thing. Oh, damn it. I knew we forgot something. Okay, we'll go through the audit tomorrow as well. The audit, just to give an understanding of what's going on with Catbridge as well. But yes, ultimately a very, very big day. So that being said, family, have a great day, good evening, good night. If you enjoyed the stream, leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. Check out all the links that Kryptoni's just posted in the chat as well. And yeah, see you all tomorrow for Jerome Powell, FOMC meeting, and some more Casper content. Take care now.